First time in America, in Boston certainly, and I was explaining why I decided to come here. I was explaining that I was a classically trained musician, a harp player, and I wanted to turn into jazz. And I was preparing myself to the usual backlash of how pretentious look or mild interest. And I ended up receiving a, "Wow, that sounds interesting. I cannot wait to hear it." And believe me, that was refreshing. Hi everyone, for those who don't know me yet, my name is Margot and I'm a French citizen. I decided 8 years ago to study abroad in Boston and then to come back to France after this American experience. But I didn't. And after a certain number of non-permanent working visas, I'm now a proud and happy permanent resident working and living in New York City. This abroad life experience changed my life to the point that I cannot compare those two cultures anymore. Passing the first year's stage, I entered a twilight zone where I fully discovered that the new culture I was embracing was not better, was not worse, but just different. The hardest part of working in France was about my calling. Wanting to explore the harp on a jazz perspective was not very welcomed. It seems to be against the tradition. And it was too late, it was too expensive, it was something too much. So I understood with the time that my ambition was translated as pretentious. This was not only about the music itself. It was about becoming a band leader. That was pretentious. It was about making it in America, even more pretentious. It took me a while to figure out the why of this process and this system. I'm not sure if it's the right answer, but my guess is that France is an old country with some of old families that are protecting their assets generation from generation. And there is a kind of mindset created by that you have to stay where you belong. I feel, but it's just my opinion, that it's very hard to break this system in France, even though education can be covered mostly by the government support. I feel that it's hard for a person who is not belonging to a certain cycle of the society to be accepted as successful, even though it's after a self-made success. Again, this is just my opinion and maybe a bold one, but it seems to me that in France, wealth and power must be an inheritance to be fully accepted. I never felt ambitious in France, but I always felt laser focused on what would make me deeply happy as a career. But I understood that my calling was perceived as an mission with an underlaying of pretension. I feel very fortunate to have a second chance here, in the mindset in America that sky is the limit. In France, I was a successful sideman because I was the sideman of the #1 selling artist. And it was what the society was expecting from me. But deeply in my heart, I feel that I have more to give to this world as a solo artist. So let's see what life has planned for me. If you like this video, please give a thumb up, hit the bell button and subscribe. If the topic of ambition has been a complex one in your life, please share your experience in the comment section below. Next episode. Is working in New York City as a musician the dream I was picturing? Stay tuned. See you soon. À bientôt. Ciao.